Welcome!
We should have cut that part out.
Welcome to our channel, Stress-Induced Left Eye Twitch. My name is Bo. It seems kind of like...
Yeah.
There.
Oh, look, my hair's all crazy.
Don't worry, this is Jilly's.
I got it at a thrift store.
I'm gonna buy it from her because it's really cold here.
But
Except
you just said
this
you weren't
definitely
gonna
is a
buy it
child
from
size
me.
because my arms like... Guys, it is so
Wait, did
rainy
you finish
here.
our channel name?
Welcome to our channel, Stress-Induced Left Eye Twitch. My name is... I think we did.
I didn't say my name.
Bo.
I'm Jillian.
And today we have 2 story times for you wrapped up into one subject.
Yes.
The appendix.
Let's try to like make these like succinct because I'm a rambler.
So we are going to talk about how we lost our appendix.
Our mother, from the time we were very young children, would always say to us, if you have pain in your right side that radiates, then you need to call me right away.
I'm pretty sure that I thought every time my side would even
me too.
hurt,
Like when you would get a stitch when you're like
I was
running.
like, it's my appendix. It's for sure my appendix.
Yeah, Mom was like psycho about. I think she had like a great aunt die in their kitchen table.
Well, and Dad, Rand, his ruptured in his body.
Yeah, so she was like really paranoid about it.
So we're gonna start with this one.
Oh, okay.
Who lost her appendix first?
So we would often, with our cousins, go to Ida Grove.
Contacts are really weird. That's strange.
These are my real eyes.
I know they are, but I see a cylinder over them to help you see. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They better come up with a cure for my daughter. If they can do that.
I don't think it's an illness. It's
Disease.
a syndrome.
It's a genetic. No, it's what is that? Degenerative disease.
Yeah. Okay, so I said don't
Side
ramble.
note, we're ramblers.
Okay, so what happened was we were in Ida Grove, Iowa, visiting our very old grandma. She was like, what, in her 70s probably?
4 of
80s?
us were. Jillian and I and our 2 cousins that we grew up together,
Yeah.
2 girls, and we all were basically within a couple years of each other.
So she was like in her 80s or something, and we were there, and we were gonna spend the whole week with grandma. And she lived in this tiny little house, and we were going to a ceremony to like honor our grandfather. He was gonna be put on a memorial for veterans. And so we were at this ceremony, and all of a sudden I started feeling very sick. This was our first day in Ida Grove.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was. And I started feeling very sick. So I went to the bathroom and threw up like 700 times. And then I like came out and I was like, Grandma, I gotta go home.
How old were you?
I'm so
16?
sick. No, I couldn't
Younger?
have been that old. Mom would know. I'm gonna say 14.
I think she was between like 14, 12 to 15.
Yeah,
somewhere
sounds
in
about
there.
good. So
I would not have been 10.
No, yeah. But anyway, so Grandma took me home, and
Oh wait, we were at the memorial, so we stayed at the memorial with Grandma's old neighbor, and Grandma took Jilly home, but Grandma really didn't believe Jilly was that sick.
No, she really didn't believe I was sick. I don't know why, and I didn't think I was like that sick. Well, that night I kept throwing up.
No, before that night. So we got home and you were in the shower, in that basement shower.
I don't remember.
And we were like, how are you doing? And you're like, I don't really know. I've thrown up a lot, but I feel okay right now. So we thought she was coming out of it because we didn't want her to ruin our trip.
And then Grandma was kind of like, I don't want the rest of you to get sick if she has like the flu or something. So all of you need to go upstairs and sleep, and then leave Jillian in the creepy basement by myself. It was like the creepiest basement ever. It was like an old person basement, and lots of concrete and like unfinished walls. And so I stayed in, and Grandma put all these box fans out so nobody could hear me.
No.
And I remember you guys were watching the Miss America pageant, and I was really sad that I couldn't watch it with you guys.
What did you do down there?
I think we were younger because we were playing Miss America pageant.
We were not younger than that.
Okay, well then we acted really young. We weren't like the teens these days.
We're homeschooled.
Yeah, so I remember you guys were playing Miss America, and I was in the basement. And I came up, and Grandma gave me a mason jar full of water, and I said, can I call my mom? And she said, no, you can't call your mom. And she was like, your parents went out of town. They just wanted to have some alone time. So unless it's emergency, like, you're not going to call your mom. And I was like, I really think I'd started to become an emergency. Because I had, like, it had been a full 24 hours. And I had kept throwing up. And that next morning, I was like, Bo came down. I was like, Bo, you've got to call mom.
I saved Jilly's life.
You actually didn't. Lydia saved my life.
I called mom and dad.
I know, but they were so far away, they didn't do anything.
They probably called Rand.
No, okay, let me finish
tell
my
part.
No.
I got on the phone and Grandma didn't know, so I hid the phone.
Because Grandma, we would like it to be clear that Grandma was
she
very
thought that
sweet,
Jilly
but
had period pains.
But I didn't have my period yet, so I don't think that I had it.
Yes, you did. You
I
were
don't think
so messed up in your timeline. We need to ask Mom.
Okay, anyways, I don't want the whole world knowing when I have my period.
That will be our next story time. Okay, so I snuck the phone into a closet in the guest room, and I said, Mom, something's really wrong with Jilly. Grandma thinks it's just her period, and I don't think it's her period. And I for sure did not have my period yet. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was crying on the phone, and then Grandma came in and she's like, you better not be talking to your mom and dad. You're not gonna...
Our grandma was the best ever.
She was, but she didn't want us to ruin mom and dad's
vacation.
time.
Yeah, especially, or like have them think that she couldn't handle the flu.
I think that was a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, that something was wrong.
But it was wrong. Something was really wrong. And I kept, so it had been like almost 2 full days at this point. And that night, I was in the basement and Lydia was sleeping, one of my cousins was sleeping in the, like the upstairs. So there was just a stairway and then it was open. There was no door or anything. And I was yelling and yelling for Lydia because I had thrown up 17 times that night. I counted how many times I threw up. Like I couldn't keep down water. I couldn't keep down anything. And Lydia finally heard me and she ran and woke up. It was really early in the morning. And she ran and woke up Grandma, and Grandma finally got Rand over there at our uncle. And our uncle came in and he carried me into his truck and then we just took off. And I literally barely remember anything.
Did Lydia go with you or she stayed with us?
So
she woke me up in the morning in like the horrible motherly way. And was like, Jilly went to the hospital. She was very sick and Rand came and took her to the hospital. How I figure out all the terrible news of you ever. Somebody being like, Jilly's gone to the hospital.
And so then when we got to the hospital, they tried to put me on some kind of painkiller and I started to like get so dizzy. I couldn't sit up or even anything. Alone? Yeah, I was all alone. Rand was there, but I don't know where he was. He was probably wandering around the hospital.
Trying to like contact.
So meanwhile, Mom and Dad are trying to get to us. They had gone to a winery in the middle of nowhere. And also this was like, it's a very small town, so they don't have a surgeon. So our surgeon had to come like drive into town from far away, and he was like hours away. And we'd already waited way too long to go to the hospital. So they were very worried that my appendix was about to rupture.
Then it spreads toxins into
your body. I started like legitimately going in and out of like just dizzy consciousness. Like I don't think I was like blacking out, but I was probably like falling asleep, couldn't stay awake kind of thing. Then they put me on morphine and so many bad things had to happen to me to get my fever down.
Your fever down?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Because I couldn't keep any medicine down.
I just go up your butt. I never knew that. I've never had that happen. That, like, they put something on there?
Yeah, like Tylenol or something.
Oh, like what Mom had.
And then Mom and Dad got there. And then I was
everything's okay when Mom and Dad get there.
Mom finally got there, and I had been like there by myself, just scared. And
then we went to Pizza Hut while she had her surgery, and then we came and saw her afterwards.
And then they left me for the night. I was there all alone all night long. And then the next morning, they came and admitted me out of the hospital without any sort of like recommendation. The doctors were like, this is not probably the best idea. And they took me on a 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours drive back to Omaha after major surgery. It was horrible.
Okay,
and Dad threw all my pain pills down the...
You've had a major surgery. That's a C-section.
That seemed worse. My appendix seemed worse than my C-section. Don't come for me.
Your her surgeon's license plate was cut to cure.
Yeah, he got there right in time. He literally was like, oh, when I woke up, I could still feel the intubation in my throat. And then they pulled it out, and I remember thinking, I can't breathe.
That's terrifying.
I've woken up during surgeries multiple times. Like when they did my endoscope colonoscopy, I woke up.
I have the opposite problem. I don't wake up. Should I tell my story?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go
Mine's
for
the
it.
complete opposite of Julia's. I didn't have any of that happen.
You didn't have any throw up?
So I get the flu, like the throw up flu, 2 weeks before, and Mom says that like started it into place, but it was like the summer of 2015, so I had been married 2 years, and I had really random throw up flu, and then we went on vacation to, you were pregnant with Jordan.
Oh,
we went to Colorado.
Yeah.
At the beginning of July, end of June, and I had missed the sickness. Like I got sick, then we went on vacation, and then I got home. And I remember like having uncomfortableness in my side, but nothing like that I thought was radiating pain.
Yeah.
So I like went a lot of days of just having like an uncomfortable feeling. And then what would happen, I remember I was at my husband's softball game, and I like got up to walk, and every time I would walk with my right foot hitting the ground, it was like something pushing into it. It would hurt, like my...
Weird.
It was the strangest thing, but still like not anything like that. Like I wasn't in pain.
I had very clear signals that
I was just like, this is weird. But I'm pretty sure it was God, because I woke up in the middle of the night, again, just like in a weird pain, but like nothing I couldn't handle, no throwing up. And I turned to Naya and I was like, we gotta go to the doctor. Like, we gotta go to the hospital. And I don't even know why. Like, I thought that. And so we, like, went to the hospital. And I thought, I've had a history of cyst in the past. So I thought it was, like, just a cyst. So we were in the, like, the emergency waiting room. They're, like, running all these tests. And then this doctor comes in and he goes, congratulations, you're expected. And pause. And he was like, an appendix surgery.
Why would he do that?
Isn't that so unprofessional? And I would literally, like, I think my heart fell out of my butt. Like, I was like,
because
are you freaking
Bo
kidding
didn't
me?
want to be pregnant at all.
And he, like, paused and was, like, trying to be funny. I mean, it's, like, 3 a.m., so that's probably the only kicks they get out of their, like, life. And so he was like, hey, your appendix.
That was kind of insulting to doctors.
What did I say?
That's the only kicks they get out of their life?
No, I mean at 3 a.m. an emergency room doctor.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they don't have...
I'm sure they have
in
lots
Bellevue.
Maybe they do have lots of things.
Oh, I should. I don't live in Bellevue. I really don't.
Even if you did, you should tell them you do live in Bellevue.
I live in Bellevue. So I was like completely taken aback by that, because we really, like, there was nothing indicating.
What did Naya say?
So Naya was like, I think we should take apple cider vinegar to stop. And before you have surgery, I think you should try this instead of having surgery. My husband does not handle things like with me well. Like he like shuts down. Like if the thought of me, it all goes back to when I almost died of histoplasmosis, but he like shuts down. So he's like, just drink apple cider vinegar and I think you won't have to have the surgery. So I get Mom on the phone, I'm like crying and I'm like, he thinks I shouldn't have the surgery. And she's like, you absolutely need the surgery.
Yeah, you have
I called Jill. You were on like your way to work at Montessori by the time I called you.
Yeah, and I was like, should I come now? And you're like, no, just wait. And I was like, okay, I'm coming right after work.
Yeah, so Mom came right then and there. She came, she's always the best about coming. I know. And like spoke some sense. And then my mother-in-law came. So then I like go back to surgery, but mine wasn't like an urgent thing. So I think
it was like scheduled, because I remember I got there right as it was probably like 20, 30 minutes after you had gotten out of surgery. So.
Yeah, but it was like, by the time I had it, it was
Naya.
evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I remember coming out of surgery in like you have to go to, what is that called? Recovery.
Yeah,
or whatever.
recovery.
And you have to wait to wake up before you can get moved back to your room.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't wake up, but I was like aware that I couldn't wake up. And I was in recovery for like a couple hours because I wasn't waking up. And then they wheeled me in. And I remember like, were you in the room then?
Yes, I was.
Well, share yours, because I like couldn't wake up.
Oh, I thought she was awake. She was like screaming. She was like, "Ugh," like that.
My gosh, like I couldn't, yeah, it was like I was awake but not aware, and everything hurt so bad.
I've never seen a response to surgery, and she's not like a wimpo about pain. Even if you were, I wouldn't insult you, but I'm saying she's really not.
I couldn't, but it felt really, really painful. So they set up a morphine pump for me that I could pump myself full of it. But they want to just send you home now, basically, right when you're done, because it's not considered a major surgery. But I had to wait, and then they put me on tramadol, and it was okay.
I feel like you and I's experiences were really different, because I felt like my recovery with it was like super fast. I was totally fine after I had finally got into surgery. But you know what? I don't remember the pain in your side. I don't remember that part until like 2 days into throwing up.
I think
that
yours
night
just attacked
I
her
couldn't
body.
get up, so I was like this, so I couldn't stand up to get up the stairs to ask somebody to like call.
And that's a super common thing, is like bending over, you can't get up. And that never happened on mine. But mine, they said, was in between the back of like my bladder. Like it was a really weird spot.
Yeah. Remember our cousin? He had his like in the middle of his stomach, behind his belly button.
Yeah, and his was like a weird diagnosis.
And it was
too.
like, it went on and on for like
he could have died too.
He was like almost dead.
We would have had really bad, because he went in to get checked for appendix thing, and they said they thought
they were like no, and they sent him home, and then he almost died.
Yeah, and he came here, and luckily I think
watch out for your appendix, guys.
This is meant to be a public service announcement. Not all appendix stories are the same.
Guys, did you like our day in the life videos? I really think that our next one, Bo and I have a really cool idea for it, so we're gonna try it.
We're gonna try.
Or would you guys like to hear my engagement story?
Oh yeah, which one would you like next? Because she has to edit both of them. Also, did anyone else see that she all of a sudden learned how to edit? Really, really nice work of giving me the first day of the life where I had to like rush everything, and then she has these beautiful musical montage moments. And that song was beautiful.
London did all the editing. So
Rude.
And no, I did all the cutting.
And she did all the editing, and it was still an hour and 15 minutes, but it would have been 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's no way. It's too much work and energy and time to edit. I'm sorry, you're always gonna probably get minimal editing on our parts.
Except if I do it again, you're gonna edit, because
I will edit. I'm saying,
but I don't think
edit.
You did very well though. I was very proud of you.
But you have to help edit, because part of the reason
then we're not gonna do it. I think our next one, comment down below. Do you want her engagement story, or do you want a basically joint day in the life?
Yeah, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe down below.
I have a really good idea.
Okay. Do you want to tell it now or later?
No, I'm gonna run it by you.
Bye. Bo, thumbnail.
It's not gonna stay like that.